we are 24 hours out, you know. We're 24 hours now, you know. So like everything I say now is just purely understanding that in 24 hours we're going to know the result of Islam Makhachev versus Ian Garry, you know, and I'm glad that majority Islam fans don't feel the way I do. Like I'm glad. I'm so happy you guys will sleep well tonight. Like I'm so happy you guys are just thinking this is gonna be a walk in the park. I'm really happy for the people who can think that and genuinely believe that. Like I actually envy you guys. I'm struggling with this one, man. Like this one, I'm nervous, bro. I gotta just be honest, guys. I have to be honest with you guys. Like I was literally today, what I was doing, I was looking at Adesanya and Adesanya is so bad at predicting main events. Let me just say that. And he's always picked against Islam. He actually picked for Islam. I'm not the Adesanya curse, but I was actually like Adesanya. You should check out his video if you haven't. Like he was watching footage and he was like, he was saying the things Ian Garry does so well. And then they were looking at Islam Makhachev's footage and they were saying the thing Islam does well. But guys, the striking in this fight is by far the thing that I'm losing sleep over the most, because I understand how much better Ian Garry is than Islam on the feet and how different Ian Garry is gonna be compared to every single great striker Islam's went against. I'm putting in parentheses because they're great strikers who are 5'5", you know, like Volkanovski, and great strikers who are 5'9". And Islam Makhachev succeeds in the clinch and the knees up the middle, you know, against these fighters who are shorter than him or his height. Of course, he's not going to have that clinch striking that he always has in this fight, just like he's going to have, you know, he's not going to have that against Ian Garry because Ian Garry's 6'3", so things are going to be very different. They faced off today. We're gonna break that down. We're gonna analyze it. We're gonna be, you know, you guys know how we are with those. We're gonna analyze it hard. There's actually a different angle of the face off because I know they were talking to each other. I'm gonna play the angle that was close up on with Dana White's perspective. At the end of the video, so I can hear what Ian Garry's saying, because I do think Ian Garry's been saying some stupid stuff, like as far as mind games are concerned, trying to get in his own head. I don't think it's working. I don't know if it's working though. You can never really tell what's working, what's not. Um, you know, but I really got to be honest with you guys. Like, as far as like this fight, and I see people on Twitter trying to say this is not the same as Hamza Chimaev, Strickland. This is not the same as you know, Ilia Topuria Gaethje. And there's actually a tweet that we're gonna look at right now. It pretty much shows that, and the tweet says the difference is Hamza and Ilia aren't nearly as good as Makhachev. And like people say this and they generally believe it. And I'm not even saying it's a wrong opinion, but to me it's a wrong opinion. Like to me, I think Ilia Topuria and Hamza are both at that. They're not Islam as far as fight IQ is concerned, but they're very talented individuals. Matter of fact, I do think the skill gap between Hamza and Strickland was vast. I thought the skill gap between Justin Gaethje and Ilia was vast. I actually think that stylistically, unlike those two other fights I was just talking about, stylistically, there's a clear path to victory for Ian Garry if he's able to defend those takedowns. You know, this is something that's true that I don't understand why people, like, I literally, for Hamza Strickland, I didn't really see a path to victory for Strickland. Sure, could he have stuffed the takedowns, keep it standing? Yes, but even then, it was kind of a competitive fight on the feet. But then again, like, I also feel like Hamza had poor game planning in that fight, or maybe the weight cut was tough because he looked like he gassed it sometimes, you know. But like, I really didn't see a world where Hamza Chimaev could have lost to Strickland, and it happened. Ilia Topuria Gaethje, even though, like, honestly, prior I didn't really see a world. Like, I was thinking like they had mutual opponents in Max. It's like Gaethje, when he goes against people who are more skilled on the feet and the striking, they tend to like give him a hard time, like Dustin Poirier the first time around, or Max Holloway 50-45ing him. You know, I just really didn't see a clear victory. And then when it happened, I was like, you know what? That does make sense. I could see how he could actually scrape that off. This one, I'm literally like, if Islam doesn't get him down, he's going to walk him, like, he's going to be a walk in the park for Ian Garry. And I see Islam Makhachev talking about it and saying, like, I strike with other guys. This guy's not the best. He's just another name in my resume. Every time Islam says that, I actually get nervous because I'm like, yo, he just thinks Ian Gary's another person. And it's not true. So like, I see tweets like this, and I understand it gives other people like, oh man, this is, yeah, you're right, I'm not nervous anymore. I look at tweets like this and it gets me more concerned because I start to look at those matchups and like, yo, I really didn't see a path to victory for those guys, and I see a clear path to victory for Ian Garry. And I've said this, like I said, Ian Garry's can execute his plan a lot easier than Makhachev can execute his plan. Ian Garry's plan is just him fighting the same he's always been fighting his whole entire career. Just being sharp, moving, and sticking, moving with oblique kicks, stomping, using his frame, being frustrating, jumping, exploding into his boxing combos. That's all he has to do. So essentially, we're telling Ian Garry to do exactly what he's been doing. We're telling Islam Makhachev to lead for the first time, chase down for the first time, you know, take risk for the first time. Islam has to do something he's never done before to beat Ian Garry, and I feel like people aren't quite comprehending that. Like, he has to take the risk to get into the takedowns, because if he doesn't take the risk and tries to shoot takedowns off the back foot, he's going to get stuffed easily. You know, it's really going to come down to how good of a defensive wrestler Ian Garry is against defense, because I really have a hard time seeing Ian Garry. Like, Ian Garry will get taken out in the open, but I have a hard time seeing Ian Garry actually, like, be in the open for these takedowns. I think he's going to frame off and run the whole time. Oh, and his back's always going to kind of be next to the cage. So it's going to, like, it's just one of those things that, like, I see these tweets. Trust me, I do acknowledge them, and I'm not ignoring them, but I just feel like these tweets are making me more nervous, and it's making other people more like, oh, I'm calm now. I don't believe in, like these tweets are just concerning. I guess we shall get into the face-off. Let's look into the face-off. Let's break it down a bit. Like I said, I'm going to show two angles. First, we're going to start with this angle. It's Ian Garry and Islam Makhachev, and they're facing off here. You know, they're talking as well. They're talking. Islam starts pointing. Okay. We're just gonna look at it. We're gonna look at it, and then I'm gonna start to break down what I see, like, from like a psychology point of view. But yeah, it was definitely okay. Oh shoot, I was trying to pause my space bar. Okay, so they shake hands. They close the distance. People want me to talk about the height difference. Yeah, it looks about 6'3" to 5'10"-ish, 5'11"-ish. And honestly, guys, like, I'm telling you right now, Ian Garry doesn't actually fight tall in the octagon. He's like very, like, low. So they're actually going to kind of be like eye level in the octagon. I'm telling you right now, because I see the way he fought below. That's going to help him also with, like, sprawling and stuff. So yes, the height difference is there. It's actually not even that big, you know, but it's there. It's definitely 6'3". Like, people saying Ian Garry's not 6'3", he's 6'3", and Islam's probably around 5'10", 5'11" probably. I'd say he's closer to 5'11". But they face off. Ian Garry initiates it. And Islam seems comfortable here, though. They're not. I don't know what Ian Garry's saying. I can't wait to react to the Dana White face-off, like, later in the video, but with a different point of view, so we can hear what they're saying. But it seems like right here it gets heated when the Ian Garry does a stupid cock of the head like this and starts talking. Oh, he better not win. And Islam starts pointing at him. I don't know what they're saying. Okay. See, the point, the Islam point, when you, I'm not, oh yeah, when you're nervous, you start to, nah, like, it just seems like, like I said, I'm going to listen to the audio, but I wonder if you could hear anything from this one. Yes, it sounds like Ian Garry saying everything's on the line. This is definitely trying to play with his mind, you know, psychological warfare. He's saying everything's on the line for you, and it's true, and he's doing a good job. I'm not gonna lie, if that was his angle there, that was good. He's saying everything's on the line. Like, this is literally, like, all the pressure's on you is essentially what he's saying. Oh man, and Islam kind of turns away when he starts to say stuff like that. Man, it's just a tough one. Like, if I had to say someone won this face off, I'm gonna just give it to Ian Garry, because he's the only one playing psychological games. Like I said, I'm gonna say it for now, but I'm gonna react to, like, the closer point of view. We're gonna actually understand who won the face off. But who cares about winning a face off? It comes down to the fight. But yeah, Ian Garry, he's doing the right thing here. People kept saying Ian Garry was playing, like, psychological warfare in the press conference. I just want you guys to know that's not true. It's more in the terms of, like, he's just an unlikable person. Like, him interrupting when Islam was asked a question about Abdulmanap, it wasn't out of, like, mind games. It's just that he was, like, a narcissist, and he wants to steal the thunder from Islam, and he wants to be the guy everyone's asking the question. So everyone's trying to say, no, dude, that's mind games. Ian Garry's not actually this annoying. It's mind games. No, he's just annoying. I don't know why people have that, like, find that part of it so hard to comprehend, that he's just not very likable. But once you realize that, you realize there was no mind games. But this right here is definitely mind games, saying you have everything to lose here, you know. I don't know if he's saying I have nothing to worry about, but, like, he's trying to make Islam realize, like, bro, you're on the verge of history. You do this, you're arguably going to be one of the GOATs. Like, you're going to be in the GOAT conversation. You're going to surpass Anderson Silva. You're going to do all these big things. This is a fight for the history books. You know, whatever happens here is going down in history, whether it's an upset that goes down in history, or is that Islam Makhachev arguably solidified himself as a GOAT. I actually hate this new, like, 20 wins in a row to make sure no one breaks the record. No one's going to ever hit, like, 15 wins. Are you kidding me? Like, be realistic, So I hate that how that's the new thing that they're trying to go for. Because honestly, I think it really comes down to if Islam's the GOAT, it's gonna come down to this fight right here, defending both belts and having the longest win streak in UFC history, something no one's ever done in their entire life, and against great name value like Ian Garry, So, and Ian Garry's a dangerous threat, and the once people realize that, they're gonna realize like why I'm specifically so nervous for this fight. Also want to go and actually react to Ian Garry's statements here. I think it's important. So I'm gonna play it, and I'm gonna say this is why I feel like he's in low key in the right mind space. But I'll play it for you guys.
You have called this from the moment you stepped in the octagon that one day you will be at this moment where you're fighting for the title. Tomorrow that moment comes. Give us your thoughts.
Tomorrow night, I get the opportunity to fight the best fighter on the planet right now, considered by everybody to be the #1 in the world. When I beat him, everybody has no excuses. Ian Makhachev is great, and it's the start of a dominant legacy for me. Tomorrow night, I want everybody to know what's at stake. This is two of the biggest fighters ever in this sport going head-to-head. You should all be grateful. You should all be lucky you get to witness greatness in the flesh tomorrow.
Good luck to you, sir.
I just, he really, of course he thinks he's gonna win, but like, he's talking about when I beat Islam, everyone better have no excuses. I'm great, and my legacy will start.
By everybody to be the #1 in the world. When I beat him, everybody has no excuses. Ian Makhachev is great, and it's the start of a dominant legacy for me.
Honestly, like, and I can't really, there's nothing he said there I can fault him for. He should be confident. He should be saying that. And I genuinely believe he believes what he's saying, which is scary. I believe he believes what he's saying, Also, I want to, like, we're going to get to the different point of view. But before we do that, guys, I want to show you guys this. They finally met, Ian Garry's son and Islam. The interaction, of course, is respectful as you would think. But this might play into the whole mind games aspect people are talking about. Because, like, we don't care about, like, I don't know why he's like weird. It's like a weird buddy thing. I understand his son's actually a fan, but it's like meeting the child before you fight. This is before the face-off as well.
What's your name? Leo. Say hello. Say best of luck, best of health tonight, and say he can't wait to see you tomorrow, okay? Yeah? Thank you. We appreciate that. Thank you, guys.
Like, I'm not even gonna hate on it. Like, I just don't have the energy. I'm a bit too nervous to even hate. Like, I don't really have the energy to do much. Let's go analyze this face-off from this perspective. Let's see what they're talking about in this. I'm actually interested to see what was being said. So let's put the volume full blast and let's actually let's really break down this and see the energy of both fighters.
Good luck tomorrow. You ready? This is it, brother. Everything's on the line. All the records, everything. You ready? Let's go. The biggest fight of the year. It is, brother. You know it is. Good luck tomorrow, you too. For me. Yeah, but everything you did's on the line. Everything to lose. Everything to lose. Everything to gain. Let's go, brother.
Okay. Oh my God. Ian Garry played that really well. Ian Garry's like putting all the pressure on him. Even I think towards the end, I heard Islam say something like, "No pressure" or something. Like he said something like that.
It's on the line. Everything to lose. Everything to lose. Everything.
Oh, he said same thing every time. For me, same thing every time. He's trying to make it seem like this is no big deal for him, essentially. And Ian Garry is like just over talking him. Ian Garry's a great narcissist. I gotta give it him. He's like, he's gonna over talking and just like, nah, nope, this is huge. But he's like, Islam's like, same thing every time. This is just another day. And let's be real. Like Islam saying that, let's be real, guys. We know this is not any other fight. I remember when Usman, I know people don't feel it as much as I do. Like Islam was on the verge of tying Anderson Silva's win streak before Leon Edwards kicked him in the head. I remember like, before that fight, I was thinking, oh, he's gonna make history. Like Usman's gonna tie Anderson Silva's win streak in the modern era. At that time, it was a modern era. Still, it's kind of modern. It's not like, yeah, Usman wasn't champ that long ago, but like I was like, he's gonna tie his fucking win streak. Usman was on the way there, and then boom, gets kicked in the head. Anderson Silva's win streak stays alive. Of course, Islam's tied with him, but it's one of those things where like he literally is on the verge of a huge benchmark. Like this is huge if he does this. So Ian Garry taking the whole approach of like, bro, this is all comes down to this biggest fight of your life. It is. I'm trying to like diminish, like downgrade it. Like, nah, this is everything. This is the same thing. Nothing different. I respect it. I just don't believe Islam actually believes this is just another fight. Because if he does, holy shit. And like, I hate when he actually, I'm not saying I hate when he does that, but like the way he's been kind of like saying I've been against better strikers. This is not like, I really feel like he's trying to gaslight himself a bit. And I don't think that's smart to do.
Good luck tomorrow. You ready? Hey, brother. Everything's on the line. All the records, everything. You ready? Let's go. Biggest fight of the year.
He's saying biggest fight, and Islam's shaking his head no.
Go. Biggest fight of the year.
Like, Islam's really trying to like run with the whole, this is no biggie, you know, and it's a biggie. Let's be honest, it's a biggie. And it's like, I don't know how I want Islam to react. Because like, the thing is, like, Islam's in a tough spot because no matter how he reacts here, like, I feel like from a psychological standpoint, I'm going to be a bit critical. Like, I'm going to be like, because if he didn't say anything, I'll be like, oh, why is Islam not saying anything? You know what I'm trying to say? Or if he says, yeah, this is big fight, but I'm still gonna smash you. Maybe I'll like that actually the best. Like, I'm not gonna lie. He's like, yeah, big fight, but I'm gonna smash you or something. Like, I'll be a bit more. But it's like him diminishing the whole situation. No, it's not a big deal. It's nothing. Like, this is just another fight. You're just another opponent. Cause like, unironically, Ian's just not. He's not just another opponent. You know, like, he's not.
You ready? Hey, brother. Everything's on the line. All the records, everything. You ready? Let's go. Biggest fight.
He's saying, of course he's ready.
Everything's on the line. All the records, everything. You ready? Let's go. Biggest fight of the year. It is, brother. You know it is. Good luck tomorrow, you too. What do you mean? Yeah, but everything you did's on the line. Everything to lose. Everything to lose. Everything to gain.
He literally said what I said at the start of the video. You guys remember when I said I feel like Ian Garry has like everything to gain in this fight and Islam has everything to lose? He literally said that at the ending. I was wondering what he said.
Lose, everything to gain.
He said, you got everything to lose. I got everything to gain.
Everything to lose. Everything to lose. Everything to gain.
And then Islam looks away after he says that. Oh, man. Ian played this really well. He's a fucking good... Oh, he's actually a good fucking narcissist, isn't he? He's a good son of a fucking... I hate him. He's so annoying. And this is actually mind games. Like, this is actually mind games. Like, him being annoying and obnoxious at the press conference wasn't mind games and over talking him. That was just him being a narcissist. This is legitimately mind games, and he's playing it really well. He played it really well. I gotta keep rewatching this because I really want to like look at like the little things. Of course, Ian Garry shakes out, puts his hand out first because he's a cuck.
You ready? Hey, brother. Everything's on the line. All the records, everything. You ready? Let's go. Biggest fight of the year. It is, brother. You know it is. Good luck tomorrow, you too. What do you mean? Yeah, but everything you did's on the line. Everything to lose. Everything to lose. Everything to gain. Let's go, brother.
Oh, I think I've had enough of watching that. I'm gonna say well done, Ian Garry. First of all, he played it well. He's annoying as hell. Now he played that face off really well. I'm gonna give him credit there. As far as my final thoughts before the fight, I gotta be honest, I'm nervous because, like I said, Islam's gonna need to be the best version of himself to beat Ian Garry. I do believe that's the case. As in, like, a version of not even the. I guess I can't say the best. I mean, yeah, it would have to be the best version of himself. A, B, it has to be a version I've never seen before. And then C, like, he's got to be ready to wrestle for 25 minutes, you know, because he can't start off this fight testing the waters in the striking because he believes he's the best in the world and he's the best everywhere, which he objectively is against people around his frame, you know. But I feel like it's too like, you can't start on the feet. Like, if he's gonna start it off striking with Ian Garry and he's down 2 rounds, he's like, all right, let me wrestle now when they're both sweaty and bloody. Congratulations to Ian Garry for becoming champion. That's how I honestly feel. If you want me to be so honest, because there's no reason of just like sugarcoating, gaslighting. Honestly, I know like Islam fans aren't gonna watch this and be happy. Like, I'm sticking with Islam because I'm picking Islam to win. But I like honestly, if you guys want to hear like honest, I kind of felt similar about this fight as like I have when I got in picks wrong, and let me explain why. Like, okay, let's just from a logical standpoint, picking a fighter who has to do something they've never done before to win a fight, picking that fighter to win a fight objectively isn't the smarter thing. So I'm not really picking based off the smarter pick. I'm picking Islam Makhachev to win based off the whole differential as far as the grappling is concerned. Not the grappling when the fight's still on the feet, as far as takedown entries and stuffing takedowns. The grappling when the fight's on its back. I feel like Islam will have a field day in A, controlling Ian Garry on his back, and B, being able to finish him with his long limbs and long neck while he's on his back. So I do see Islam Makhachev by submission being a very high probability in this fight, you know. If this fight goes the distance, I think there's a higher chance that Ian Garry wins than Islam Makhachev, and I'm going to explain why. Well, honestly, that's a double-edged sword, and I'm going to explain why. Because the fight could have went one or two ways. It could be a repeat of Islam JDM, you know, because Garry does have that stupid Garry lock, so he could just be giving out rounds consistently on his back while he's wrapping Islam Makhachev up in a body triangle from while he's under him. So he's just losing position. Or it's going to be almost a cat and mouse game that's a competitive striking fight. But even that case, you guys got to remember, Belal Muhammad outboxed Ian Garry. If you watch back that fight, you'll probably see Belal land more shots to the face, but it's just Ian Garry's aggressive obliques, low kicks, and kind of running away. So that fight was close on the feet, but you see like multiple judges gave it 30-27. I actually thought that was a 50-50 fight. I didn't know who won at the end of it. I figured they were going to give it to Garry, but I didn't know who won at the end of it. That's the thing with Ian Garry. You can't really have a striking fight that's close. If that's the case, like if it's a competitive fight, if it looks anything like the Dustin fight, except it's not Dustin, it's Ian Garry will win because Ian Garry's a better striker than Dustin. So if he can spend as much time on the feet as Dustin Poirier did, he beats Islam Makhachev. That's the tough part about it. And that's a pill that a lot of people don't want to swallow. If he could do what Dustin Poirier did, minus the submission loss, you know, and the stupid judge said it was 2-2 going to the 5th round against Islam Dustin, which points to my narrative that just the visual of Islam getting takedown stuffed and like fighting against someone on the feet, striking purely. Back up, camera. Come tell me that. What? Back your ass up. That proves my point that judges are stupid, and when judges see that a Dagestani's not taking down someone to control them, they're more obligated to be like, oh, you know what? Then I think the fight's close. So if it's a close fight, it could just be a 50-45 victory for Ian Garry, because that's how judges actually think. They don't actually think logically. They score off a crowd reaction, score off of failed takedowns, and score off of just the visual of Islam Makhachev striking with someone. And the difficult thing about visuals like that, especially against a long-ranger opponent, when nothing's happening on the feet and it's just a bunch of oblique kicks and running away, they're going to look at the guy who's oblique kicking and running away. They're going to reward them. Islam Makhachev is going to have to fight differently. He's going to have to push the pace. He's going to have to land significant strikes while he's standing. Something I've never seen him do, but I'm hoping he does it to the best of his extents. I don't really know how I'm not going to lie. I can't really picture him attacking Ian Garry and, you know, like being ultrally aggressive. I can't really picture that, you know, but that's not my fault for not being able to picture that because it hasn't happened yet. There's some things I could, like, I'm not gonna lie, I knew he was gonna outstrike JDM, but I couldn't picture him like put on a kicking masterclass. You know, I couldn't picture that until it happened. Odds make no sense for this fight. I gotta be honest. And can Islam actually go in there and make it look easy and I can stop stressing? Sure, but I can't. Like there's something in my stomach right now that's almost like a pit. You know, I feel like empty in the chest. Like it's almost like Ian Garry won and I'm like sitting in the after effect. I don't know why I feel like that though. Like the fight hasn't happened, and I feel like it's just more of a nervous thing because like my favorite fighters fighting again. All my favorite fighters have fought this year: Adesanya, Usman. My whole top 3 fought this year: Adesanya, Usman, Islam. I guess when you don't have a track record of your favorite fighters winning, maybe that makes you more nervous. Maybe it's making me overthink the fight. But I'm telling you, the amount of footage I put on this fight, it's going, like I said in my 100+ hours video and everything, it's just harder for Islam to win objectively for basing it off of game plans that the fighter's accustomed or used to doing. Ian Garry, his game plan, he's very used to doing it because he does it every fight. Islam has never fought with this game plan, a more aggressive game plan when he's primarily a counter striker. So that's what makes me nervous, and I'm gonna voice my nervous energy to you guys because I don't want to lie to you guys, and I don't want to. There's been times like I came on here wicked confident, even though like deep down I knew a fighter was gonna lose. That was like me like last year. You know, I'd come back with, oh man, I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be 100%. That's not really. I'm not saying that's not really me. I'm gonna always be like that when I'm 100% the fighter's gonna win. I think this fight's a 50-50 fight, a 51-49 maybe. I really think it's a 50-50 fight, and I'm just picking Islam. And maybe a part of it might be I'm picking Islam because he's my favorite fighter. A very slight part of it. But 50-50 in the sense that whatever game plan is executed successfully wins. There's fights that someone could execute a game plan perfectly and still not win, in my opinion. I think Volkanovski executed a perfect game plan against Islam the first time. He still couldn't win. He still couldn't win because Islam's the better striker. Islam, he was too short. He was out of range. I think Dustin Poirier executed the best game plan possible prior to Islam. He still couldn't win. JDM couldn't execute a perfect game plan and win. It's just not possible. There's some people who can execute a perfect game plan and still can't beat Islam Makhachev. Ian Garry happens to not be one of them. I actually think Carlos Prates, if he were to fight Islam Makhachev, I would not be nervous, guys. And the reason I wouldn't be nervous is because Prates, I'm like less nervous. Like he has more one punch power than Garry, sure, but like I'm less worried about him like overwhelming Islam Makhachev. And like the fact that Carlos Prates isn't a counter puncher and Carlos Prates takes risks and like kind of pushes the pace, I like that better because it falls into actually Islam Makhachev's counter punching ability. The fact that I know Ian Garry's not gonna like kind of rush him, even Morales, I'm like nervous for that fight from like a physicality standpoint, but Morales is not gonna low kick and run. The thing that makes Ian Garry tricky is the same reason like why MVP like can't lose to anyone on the feet, because they do a good job touching people while they're standing and not getting touched. That's what the fight's nervous. Like there's a lot of fights in the welterweight division that stylistically I can see, okay, this guy's gonna just bring it to Islam. They're gonna chase Islam, but Islam's a really good counter striker. So even though that guy might have more knockout power like a Prates or Morales, they might have more knockout power, but they're playing into Islam's counter punching game and counter wrestling game. Whereas Ian Garry, stylistically, he just naturally doesn't play into that game, which is why I'm nervous. Like I said, like I really got to be honest, I am very nervous for this one. But the fight's gonna happen. Like I said, no matter how I feel, I'm picking Islam, sticking with Islam. Nothing in the world can make me change my pick for Islam Makhachev. But I'd be lying to you if I didn't say that this is the most nervous I've ever been for a UFC fight in my entire life. And I've watched a lot of UFC fights, so can't wait to watch. I know myself, I'm gonna be really nervous for the fight companion. I'll probably see a lot of y'all there. I just, like I don't know what I'd do if Ian Garry wins. It's been too much upsets for me this year. A lot of my favorite fighters have been losing. I'm not, and like this is a big one. This is a big one. This is a big one. This is the one that would stick with me for a lot. I don't know if I'm gonna take a break. I don't know. I just don't know how I'd react if I'm lost. I just can't fathom it. Ian Garry's like not the most likable dude, you know. Just the way he presents himself. I like, out of everyone, don't lose to him. I said this to Hamza, he failed me. But Islam, out of everyone, don't lose to Ian Garry. That's the one guy. I'm not gonna lie, that's the one guy. A Morales loss, every loss I'll be upset, don't get me wrong. But this specific one, it would hit different in a negative way if Islam Makhachev goes in there and loses to Ian Garry. Ian Garry gets on the mic and says, yeah, hey, Islam, my wife told me to do that to you. Listen to your wife, yo, brother. You imagine that? Fucking hell. Yo, man, there's things, man. And the world is very unpredictable, eh? And like, honestly, just the way life goes, like, if that happened, it would be like, okay, it is what it is, isn't it? And I hate that Islam's kind of underestimating the striking of Ian Garry. That's the most frustrating part about this. I wish Islam was, maybe he doesn't want to give Ian Garry credit, so deep down he's like, he knows he's a better striker, but him trying to be like he's been against better strikers and naming like Dustin and Volk, it disgusts me. Because like objectively, sure, they're really good strikers, but you can't dismiss the different threat that Ian Garry brings in those guys. But a little bit nervous rambling here, but I didn't want to make this video more just honestly speaking, and that's honestly how I feel. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, guys. I'm excited. Don't get me wrong, I'm excited. Nerves just means I'm more excited, honestly. Can't wait for it. Make sure you guys liked and you commented and you subscribed. I'll see you guys for the fight companion. Let's get this win, man. I know this video seemed a little bit pessimistic, but it's just like I do want to voice my true feelings to you guys. I'm nervous, and you guys know this. Have a good one. I'll go bless. 2, 3, 4.